Good evening, my friends. We're going to start this in just a minute. For those of you that are watching this live on Facebook or LinkedIn, welcome. You know, there are a lot of people that feel like they'd really like to get into network marketing, but they don't have the time. Have you heard that from people? Also want to welcome the folks that are my YouTube subscribers that are watching this, and of course, the folks that are participating in this Zoom broadcast tonight. One of the common excuses that people give for not jumping into your business is they don't have any time. And then, of course, there are some of you that are students that feel like you don't have the time. And for those of you that are thinking like that, let me say something. 2 years ago, I was working with a young man who was trying to build a network marketing business. He desperately needed to make money. But he told me that he could only find 1 hour a day to do the business a week, Monday through Friday, 1 hour. Sharp kid, really had a lot going for him. And I told him, I said, listen, I asked him, how bad do you want to build the business? And he had a great why. This is what I told him. I said, spend 15 minutes less when you take a shower. Take 15 minutes less when you go to the bathroom. All right. Spend 15 minutes less when you have your lunch or take a break. The bottom line is, if you're serious about building a business, you need to find another hour. There's no getting around it. How bad do you want to be successful in your business? Well, he thought about it and he found another hour. First month, he was using LinkedIn to build his business. He ended up with 34 people in his group. Now, that doesn't mean that he enrolled 34 people. It meant that the 22 people that he personally brought in other people. LinkedIn, Facebook make it easy for everybody to be successful in network marketing today, because the biggest barrier to being successful is having people to talk to. And thanks to Facebook and LinkedIn, you have access to over 3 billion people. Now, social networks in general are a great source of free leads, but some social networks are better than others. LinkedIn is, without a question, without doubt, the best social network. And it's hot. 10 million people are joining it every month. The secret is out, and LinkedIn is going through a whole metamorphosis, changing. Things that were working 2 months ago don't work today. And LinkedIn is going to continue to change. But let me explain why LinkedIn is the best social network to be on and why you need to be there. Now, there are 3 things that make a social network great. You know, you hear all these things, people, oh man, Pinterest is wonderful. People are telling you WeChat, Instagram. And you'll hear success stories about people having success on these other social networks. And when you hear things like that, you have to ask yourself, is it duplicatable? Number one. What are they doing Is it something you want to do? And more important, is it easier? And none of the other social networks out there have what LinkedIn has and what Facebook has. First, it's the profiles. The profiles of each user contains more than enough information about someone to help you identify a perfect prospect for your business before you even contact them. On LinkedIn, their resumes. Not only can you see what they've done in the past, but now LinkedIn is letting you know the people who are looking for work. So connecting with people, the best people, is easier on LinkedIn and Facebook. Facebook is making some changes that are not so great. LinkedIn, frankly, is making some changes that are not so great either. But the amount of information you have on LinkedIn clearly exceeds Facebook. For those of you that are addicted to Facebook, well, spend a little time on LinkedIn and you'll be addicted to LinkedIn. A texting feature that enables you to communicate directly and privately with other network users, engage them in conversations that will result in enrolling new distributors, new builders. A lot of these social networks now have texting features where you can communicate with people. But if you were, and typically they're designed to communicate with people that you know. But what about all the people that you don't know? What about the people that you want to know? Texting features have helpful tools attached to them that let you share images, files, GIFs, and a wide assortment of emojis, which brighten up the conversation, spice up the conversation, make it easy, make it fun to talk to other people. Using emojis sometimes dazzle your prospects with your brilliance. Wow, how did you do that? Where did you get that? And then finally, LinkedIn's texting feature enabled you to start an instant meeting or a Zoom session. LinkedIn has it all. And if you can find 1 hour a day or 7 days a week, 7 hours, every day, 7 hours. Not going to do it in 5. Find the time. You don't have to do an hour straight. 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there. And finally, what makes the whole thing, what puts the whole thing together is a searching feature that enables you to filter through the entire network population. See who's on it. Use keyword and advanced keyword searches to prospect and recruit. Perfect. Cream of the crop prospects for your business according to your desired demographics. If you know who you're looking for, if you want to talk to personal trainers, fitness instructors, you want to talk to chiropractors, school teachers that are looking for something new, or how about people in companies that have just closed and everybody that works for them is looking for new opportunity. I've used for years that example of the candy ball with green M&Ms, yellow M&Ms. Connecting with perfect prospects for your business is as easy as reaching into a bowl of candy. No other social network, except for, maybe the dating websites, have the searching features that you're going to find on LinkedIn. And believe it or not, there are people that are prospecting and recruiting on dating sites. LinkedIn is hot, and it's getting hotter. As I said, it is easy to pick out the people that clearly need what you have. Now, the question is how do you make the best use of your time, right? And there are new features that will cut through a lot of things, making it easier for you to ensure that you're talking to the right people every day. LinkedIn is clearly Facebook for professionals. And their new video features give you the same ability to share videos, to make videos. LinkedIn is king. It's going to become your favorite social network. The more time you spend on it, the more you're going to love it. Again, you can build your business on LinkedIn and Facebook in an hour a day. Spend 15 minutes posting. Spend 10 minutes responding to messages. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to do it at the same time. And one of my students is killing it on LinkedIn. She's got 3 kids. She does it when she can, wherever she is. But it has enabled her to become successful in her business. You're going to spend more time on LinkedIn the more you use it. So all you need is an effective LinkedIn profile. All you need is an effective Facebook profile. And all you need is the LinkedIn phone app. So you conduct your business from wherever you are. All you need is the Facebook phone app. You do it at your convenience whenever you want to do it. And then all you need is 1 hour a day. But let me say that this is minimum. All right. 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday, is 10 hours. Realistically, you're going to get it up to 14 hours a day. From there, it's going to go up. But when you're putting in 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, you're making money. You're building a business. Now, you can sell anything, anything. When your profiles are up and maximized and your daily activity permits you to reach out and talk to as many people as you want. Okay. You can also attract people to you. Now, one of the reasons my trainings have been so popular over the years is because these social networks allow you to proactively go out and start talking to people. You don't have to wait for people to find you. You don't have to wait. Every day, you can be using simple attraction marketing concepts to be able to talk to perfect prospects every single day. By the way, I understand that for the last 2 days, those of you that have been trying to register for the retreat were having difficulty. There was something wrong with the website. So we sent out an email tonight. If you weren't able to get in, check your email. We provided everybody with the link and the special promo code to drop the price. And if you have friends, teammates that were trying to do it, let them know, because these next 3 days, Friday and Saturday and Sunday, this summer top earner retreat is going to just eclipse our winter retreat in February, our spring retreat in May. This one is going to help people break records because of all the new things that are available to you that make it easier for you to connect with people, to talk to them, And if you're not talking to at least 10 people about your business every day, you could be, and it doesn't take that long. If you're not showing the business to at least one person a day, well, you can be doing that too. And all it takes is a profile. Joanne, when we first started working together, she was building a Maluka business, right? She didn't have a sponsor. She didn't have an upline. The person that brought her into the business dropped out. She was also selling insurance. So she started working with me one-on-one, and she was a blast to work with, okay? She loves people. She loves talking to people. She was a good communicator. All I had to do was give her the scripts and help her see the pattern of talking to people. The first month, she doubled her income. Second month, it tripled. Well, when you don't have a lot of income coming in, doubling it or tripling it is certainly a good thing. Wouldn't enable her to retire, but she kept getting better. Some of this, my confidence is through the roof. In the last 10 days, I've enrolled 4 people. New record. Your confidence will explode. Now, she got so good at it, and on her profile, it said she was a life insurance professional. She found people asking her about her life insurance. So she started selling life insurance. And where she worked, all of a sudden, she shot up to get because of her sales, she got the attention of management. Everybody's, how are you doing this? When you put together the program that I've been teaching for years, and you start recruiting people into your business, your upline is going to ask you about it. Now, some of your uplines don't believe in social media. They poo-poo it. They want you to do it the old-fashioned way. And the truth is, when you start putting numbers on the board, they're going to wonder what you're doing. They're going to scratch their head. She got so good at it that the company brought her in to train a bunch of agents. So she did. And that was the first $5,000 check she got. That year, she got 4 more. So now she's literally impressing the hell out of her supervisors, out of people where she works. And about 2.5 weeks ago, she called in, and my students, they come back. Some of you that are here tonight fall into that category. And when you come back, 2 days ago, I had a student come back. The last time we worked together was in 2018. And when we went in and looked at his LinkedIn page back then and looked at what was there, and I showed him what's there now, couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. But she called in, and let me share with you all what she said.
I mean, Max, what you've taught me, obviously I've applied to my network marketing business, and it absolutely works. We know that. It's a fact. You've done it with me. You've done it with so many others. But, one of the things I always say was, what you teach us, we can apply to any job. And it's the same technique. It's the same dance. And I've used it in the insurance world, where I was recruiting for multiple agencies and using your technique. I remember one month I recruited 40 insurance agents. in 1 month. You know, that's huge. And I know that you've worked with others that have built huge insurance agencies as well. Currently, I'm doing outside sales. I'm working for Republic Services, as you can see in my banner there. I have been with the company 2.5 months. I started in the beginning of May. And I told my manager when I was in the interview process, how I thought that, you know, I can apply LinkedIn and explode, you know, this type of position. And it didn't register with him. And I waited and I said the first couple weeks, I got to learn what I'm doing. I got that down. And then I said, I'm posting my first customer. So if you look back about a month, you'll see, you know, Go Auto was my first post, nothing fancy. And then about a week ago, I think I did 5 posts in a row. And one of my posts for Red Arrow Diner has gotten over 6,000 views between two, you know, it said, oh, do you want to post in the, you know, restaurant group or whatever. So this one here is a nonprofit, the one that you have right there. So they do mental health. And, you know, I've got 23 likes on that and a good number of views. This one was a little restaurant in Nashua, and I think it was over 1,100 views when I saw it last. So what I'm doing is I've got a little twist, a little auto dealership. I think that one had about 1,200 views when I first looked at it last time. I'm not even really, the diner one's my favorite, the next one right there. So this diner, Red Arrow Diner, been around for 100 years. And I just posted me with some of the guys outside and one of the owners, 67 people liked it. So using your technique, I do a little post, and the only thing I'm saying about Republic Services is welcome to the Republic Services family. So just doing that, you know, is getting more engagement, more people within the company. But just in the last week or so, I've been asked, I trained my group of, you know, my office, and now I've got my division manager sending out messages talking about how because of these couple of posts that I've done, I had someone on LinkedIn that I connected with on the 25th of June with my message one that you taught, copy paste, and I got a sale from that. And this guy, he's got 10 gas stations. So I'm getting the first one in August. And, you know, as long as we deliver, which we will, I'll end up getting 10 locations from him seeing my posts that you taught us how to do. You know what I mean? So I have a little bit of a twist, but my manager sent out a message talking about how he sees the value of what I'm doing, talking about me being 310% of budget. Then it's gone out to the region. And now one of the division managers are reaching out. They're shocked at what I'm doing. They're talking about me training their leaders and their sales force. They have 40,000 people that work for Republic Services. And this is like, you know, breaking news, using LinkedIn to do what we're doing here. I just think super cool. You know, it's like throwing that pebble in the water. And I just want to let you know, it's still having the ripple effect from what you and I have done.
So I have, I think 3 people on here that are, everybody that's on here, I think is a student. I have 3 people here that are contemplating one-on-one coaching.
Why are they doing that, Matt? There's no question. The one-on-one coaching is where this all clicks for me. You know what I mean? And you know, after like my second session with you, we fixed the profile. You showed me the basics. I started running with it. I couldn't sleep at night. You know, once we started having our one-on-one sessions, I was getting up at 3, 4 in the morning, and I would start doing my connections, you know, doing what you taught me. And as you know, if you go back through our, you know, trail there, I enrolled 3 people in one day when I was doing the network marketing. I got paid $5,000 to do 3 LinkedIn trainings for one of the insurance groups. Your training, your one-on-one coaching has opened up so many doors for me. So as time goes by, I always like to give you an update to let you know how I'm doing, but it all stems back to that one-on-one training that we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, were you surprised at how fast everything started to happen?
Initially, yeah. I mean, like, Matt, I knew about you. I've heard about you from years before you and I had gotten together. You know, I've watched some of the webinars that you had, but I mean, like immediately when we first started working together, it just was like a snowball effect. But when I take that into other areas and see how it explodes, like I can't tell you how excited I am about what I'm doing now. seeing it with my upper management, how they're all like super, super excited. Many of those people that like this post are at Republic Services, the 67, and many of them I weren't connected to. So it was a layup in growing my connections. So every time you look at my connections, it grows. It doesn't take a ton of time. You put in 20, 30 minutes a day, but it's really hard to not want to keep going because it's so much fun.
Well, think about the ripple effect. Coming to this company, you're introducing them to something new. How big is the company?
We service about 14 million customers across the country, but there are about 40,000 people that work at Republic Services. And I'm just one of them. And literally, I'm getting attention from across the country with what I'm doing. I'm even getting competitors sending me messages that are like, I wish I did that when I was with the company, or you know what I mean? Like, people are like, how brilliant. And it's such a simple concept. It's like giving a thank you to the customers, but it's promoting me, it's promoting the business, it's promoting,
Now, it's not about people liking or seeing what you're doing. It's about the conversation that follows. So you can connect with people on LinkedIn every day. You can be having conversations with people every day. The more people you talk to, the more business you're going to write. There is no faster, easier way to build the business. So you can connect with people that you know in advance need what you have, want what you have. The keyword search and the advanced search lets you pick out the best people to talk to. Then they've got notifications and a new format feature on LinkedIn, celebrations. Celebrations is going to make it easier for you to reach out and communicate with people, to talk to the people that, again, need what you have, want what you have. And then you got the live chat. So one of the things I've told my students for years, adjust your settings so everybody can see that you're visible, that you're online, and never turn your computer off. Stay logged into LinkedIn, stay logged into Facebook 24/7. Every time somebody that you're talking to goes on, they can see you're there with that green dot. You may hear from some of them, Barbara, get a life. I get on it up here at 4 o'clock in the morning, you're there. 12 o'clock at night, you're there. But the people that you're communicating with, if they see that green dot on which says you're there, are more inclined to write to you, more inclined to answer your message, or more inclined to send you something. The simplicity of this is so simple. You don't need capture pages. You don't need funnels. Your profile is all enough. You know what your prospects are doing and when they're doing it. You got a direct link to YouTube. You have a direct link to X, which used to be Twitter. You got a smartphone app, so you're not tied to your house. You're not tied to a computer. It's on your phone. And now you can make videos and broadcast live. Like right now, I'm broadcasting live on LinkedIn. And now you're talking to a great prospect. You push a button and you're doing a Zoom. You're looking at them face to face. Everyone created their profiles for a reason. That candy ball is filled with people who could be candidates for your business. But you just can't reach into the ball and start reaching out to these people. You have to be sure that you're talking to the active ones. And they've made it easy for you to figure out who's active. They let people put a open to work friend. You know, for those of you that are students, we used to say, before you reach out to anybody, you want to make sure they're active. It only takes a message or two to really determine who you really want to talk to. But then we used to say, check to see if they've posted anything. If they've posted something, you know how active they are, but not everybody posts. So a few months back, they added comments. So you can see if anybody has made a comment, responded to anything, anybody that has reacted to anything. They're giving you more things that are visible so that you know ahead of time there's somebody that you want to talk to or like to talk to. And more important than that, they're active. There is no faster way to do this. You know in advance that someone is a prospect for your business. And you start messaging them. You can be talking to 2 or 3 people every day that you know would be interested in what you're doing. Now, sometimes the person behind the profile is not really who you think they are. Okay. And that's why you look at people by the content of their profile and then their activity. But in no time at all, you will get very, very good at picking out great people. Now, you hear all kinds of success stories. I enrolled 5 people in the last 3 days. Oh, I enrolled 8 people last week. Building relationships with people is a matter of time. Sometimes you reach out, you make a connection with somebody, you hit it off, you have a conversation, and 24 hours later, they're in your business. That's rare. We had an example last month where somebody made a connection with a perfect prospect in November. Perfect prospect, had a lot of professional experience, had an incredible circle of influence. And when my student talked to them, we discovered they've been in 5 network marketing companies, swore off getting into a network marketing ever again. Nope, failed. 8 months from the first message before they signed up in the business. But when we looked at the amount of texting time communicating with this person, it was a little over an hour. A little over an hour. I thought it was 7 hours, but we went back and we kind of, went through 8, a little over an hour. So every time you make a connection with somebody, you're planting a seed. Then it's going to be your daily activity to stay in touch with these people. Now, working with my coaching students, I'm in their accounts. I see things that are taking place, and you all get the benefit. So you can close 80 to 90% of the people you talk to. Just follow my scripts. Only talk to qualified people. The secret to connecting with the right people is the contents of their profile, their visible activity, and their answers to your questions. I've been talking about Ben now for 2 months because he's used celebrations, new feature of LinkedIn, to reconnect with people he was already connected to. So for those of you that have been on LinkedIn for any length of time, so you're on LinkedIn and people are sending you connection requests and you're accepting, and sometimes you'll see somebody in your face. You reach out and send them a connection request. What happens? You might message them once or twice, and you go on with your day. You go on doing the things that you want to do. So celebrations here, and some of you have it, some of you don't, will enable you to reconnect with people. If they've changed a job, if they're celebrating a birthday, if they're celebrating an anniversary. And we have tactics that will enable you to literally get published in any one of these groups, or all 3. So let's go over to birthdays for a minute. Sometimes I swear there's somebody that works for LinkedIn that's attending these things. Because 2 months ago, we used to tell everybody, you could come here, you could see by just clicking on this message. So, but you have to look up and see how long you've been connected. But we can go over here and we could see we've never talked to her. And you're going to be amazed at how many people you're connected to that you've never talked to. You're going to be amazed at how many people you've never talked to that you really want to talk to. So we were telling everybody, well, you got to look up their profile to see how long you've been connected. So you open up the profile, go over here to contact information. We've been connected since 2018. Well, LinkedIn was a whole new animal. Actually, it's a whole new animal now. But you can see her birthday, connected since 2018. She's even got a toll-free number, an 800 number. The last 4 digits are hemp. What do you think she's selling? Okay. But the bottom line is we've never talked. Well, that was an extra step. Now, LinkedIn tells you we've been connected for 4 years. We've been connected here for 13 years. You could also see the ones that are online. He's online right now, or at least his computer's online. In 2016. Never responded. He's there now. The question is, do I want to talk to him? Rosa Gonzalez. Let me pop over here. Let me come up here. Rosa Gonzalez was building in the sea of business. And in 1 year, she had a team of 15,000 people. All right. People are in network marketing, people are out of network marketing. But what they're doing here is they're making it easy for you to connect with, to reconnect with people. This, my friends, is huge. Another thing that Sam did was go over to your network. All right. And then come over here and see your first level. And so what he did was he searched his connections. He's looking for investors. He was looking for people in real estate in his existing connections and restarted conversations. What you could do is come up here. Who is looking for an opportunity that you're already connected to? I got 1,300. You go back in and you look to see when was the last time you talked to them, and you'll be blown away at how many people you never followed up on, or how many people you just never responded to. Talking to people, my friends, is what it's all about. The more people you talk to, the more successful you're going to be. In my scripts book, excuse me, in my scripts book, under case studies. I have an example of someone who said, I've been approached by a lot of people. And one of my students was working with her, and then she got to a point where she didn't know what to say because the person said, hey, you know, I've been approached by a lot of people. It's right here. What do you offer? I'm not opposed to hearing about it. I jumped in the account. I wrote the answer, and it was about maybe 4 or 5 weeks later, the guy signed up in the business. And so Zyla, the person that was talking to him, called in. Oops. And she wanted to share, well, she was excited because she had just signed him up in the business. And then she went on to share what she was doing, how everything was working for her. Now, here's a woman that's raising 3 kids, and she doesn't want to go back to teaching.
Hey Max, how's it going?
Well, things are going really, really well. How are things going with you?
Good. I always have you on in the background. You're like my little motivation, and then if I get stuck, I can pop over and say, Max.
So you're signing somebody up now?
Yeah, I just finished it. He was someone that I was sure was going to sign up, and I would call this one about as textbook as you make them. I'm pretty excited to have him on my team.
Mm-hmm.
But when he wasn't hesitating, but it just took him a bit to kind of like let everything sink in and figure out really what was going to be happening. And it was really interesting. I used on our text messages back and forth exactly the same strategy that we use here of just continuing the conversation, ending with a question, giving him a reason to text me something back, even if it was, what did you do for this weekend? I wrote back to him, I was like, sure, was you in my business this week? Because it has just exploded. Which is true, it has exploded. Thank you to all of your help. And he texted me this morning and said, okay, this is it.
So tell me about your exploding business.
Yeah, so one of the people that I enrolled from LinkedIn, again, I literally followed the script. I just went right down your script book for, it was an unhappy network marketer, and she came over, and within the first 2 days, she brain advanced, and one of the people that she brought on within 24 hours, she brain advanced, and they both are just calling me out of the blue this week. Knowing somebody else, and I wasn't teenager. No, we got it all figured out. And the original one I enrolled, she's about to rank advance again, which is also really great for me. But I mean, I can't even keep track. I don't even know who's. It's like so. I think we just brought in like 9 or 10. I was counting up with my husband last night. 9 or 10 people they just brought into the organization. Within 10 days, and which is more people than I can keep up with. I mean, they're fine. Everything is all set up for them. There's nothing for me to do but to just be here as a support and show them. I've shared with them the scripts, what I do. I've been on the phone if they've needed me to, but it's just it's the first time since I've been in this business that I understand what's happening with network marketing. Like you can't grow the business if you don't have people growing under you. And if you don't have a way to reach out to people who are business builders, then you're just going to be like a hamster on a hamster wheel, just enrolling people over and over. When I'm approaching people on LinkedIn, you see, I don't talk to them about the products until we've already discovered that they want to talk about the business. That's just a whole different way to do the business. This is doing the business. This is it.
You went to my boot camp, you got my course. How did working with me one-on-one help you?
A few things. I mean, one helped everything go a lot faster. You and I were able to get through, what what it would have probably taken me a month to go through just on my own through the boot camp. So that's one thing. But that's it helps you get the confidence, just feeling, practicing it through with you, sitting with you, watching you go through my account, talking to, helping me type out these messages, helping me figure out exactly the wording. Because now I have it in my account, so I can go through and I do this all the time. I copy and paste a message, when there's something that's very similar or something I can use. I know what I'm doing now. Could somebody figure this out on their own by just reading through? Sure, it would take time, and that's okay. Like, if you've got time, I didn't have time. I've got a fire under me. I've got a reason for building this and building this business fast. Some of you, if you're out there just kind of doing this part-time as something you enjoy, then maybe you do have time. But this is, keeping me from going back into a traditional job, and we have 3 children and we want them to go to private school. So we have a reason for working this really hard and wanting it to be incredibly successful and fast. And that's what you get from working with you, and just a lot of the building. I needed that in the first few weeks. This is a brand, it's not new to talk to people, but it's just a new way. When for the last 8 months I was taught by my upline, a certain way. And I was basically vomiting information on people, and those of you out there who are doing that, you know how well that works. It doesn't. And so yeah, you just need a little bit of time. And there have been a few times where Max has had to go into my account and, oh, what did you write, Zella? And that's okay. And so that's what it's great for of having that private session, is that he can go through and really help you take a step back and breathe and figure out the right way to talk to somebody.
So, you're sitting here with confidence because you know exactly how this is gonna play out.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the next answer.
Right.
And thank you. You've made this so fun. And I say this to people a lot. A lot of my team, when they ask why I use LinkedIn, my time is so precious, and I have very specific chunks of time that I can use to work on the business. It's mostly during my baby's nap time. And so I have to really stay focused, and I have to be able to use my time so productively. And this gives me that chance to be proactive. Now I can reach out to as many people as I want. I can have the question, I can have all of these conversations. It's just the way it would be if I were at a cocktail party. You have a conversation. If it's not going anywhere, you just say, "Okay, thanks, enjoy your evening." You just walk on, and that's it. And so I'm not wasting my time, their time. I can have 10 to 15 of them at a time going on every day. Or if I'm in the carpool line picking up my older kids, I can quickly send a quick note back and keep the conversation going. So you've just made it so I can use my time wisely, and only, I'm just talking to the people where it makes sense to talk to them, and I don't waste our times. Anyway.
Now,
Yeah.
when did you get started in your business? Was that October, November?
When I started with Isogenics business, it's been almost a year. This April. So let's call it a year. And then I started with you in January.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning the business. I'm brand new in network marketing. I'm just 1 year in it. So I'm not disappointed for where I am, but wow, this is so much better. And if somebody had showed me this, if I had learned your way from day one, I'm not gonna look back and imagine where I would have been, but I'm getting there now. So
No, she did more business in 4 months than she did in the previous 8. And when her company had a convention in August, she was on the stage. You're all heading down the same road. You all go as fast as you want to go. There are people waiting to talk to you right now. Now, again, like I said, the last 2 days, website was not in sync, and if you tried to register for the retreat and use the special promo code, it wasn't working. So we sent out an email earlier this evening. There's still time to jump in. I'm gonna open up registration. As many people can participate. It's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. One of the reasons that these scripts work so well, and I need to thank my coaching students, because we develop them while I'm in someone else's account talking to their prospects. You know, in our script, we have a great text explanation of network marketing. And this week I was working with two of my students who are talking to corporate executives that know a lot of people. And so we revised the description of network marketing. So we're going to end up with 3. It'll be in the scripts book sometime before in September. So when you're talking to someone in a particular industry or particular level, you'll use the explanation that matches their level of professionalism and the size of their circle of influence. Now, there are people waiting to talk to you right now. 10 million people are joining LinkedIn every month. I say there's 970 million people. We'll do another survey around September the 5th. And I'm betting that they'll be up to 980 million. Around Christmas time, they're going to announce that they've got 1 billion members. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. There will not be any Ask Max sessions on Friday or Saturday because we're doing the retreat. And oops. We start at 10 o'clock in the morning, and on Friday, we're going to run from 10 to 3. Saturday, we're going to run from 10 to 3. And then on Sunday, it'll be from 10 to 1:30, 2 o'clock. We have a special guest trainer for this retreat who's going to be talking on Saturday at noon. It's David Moses, who was the master distributor at Zija when we first met. He's been a $1 million earner. Today, he's the fastest growing earner in Isagenix in Canada. And we're going to be talking about leadership. What does it take to be a leader? As a leader in a network marketing company, what do you do? How do you maintain leadership? What do leaders do? Now, that information is actually contained in how to manage and stimulate your business. This is for leaders. The other how to systems and duplication. This is what leaders do. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull out this information and we're going to compile it into a whole new training on what you have to do to be a leader. You know, now that I think about it, for those of you that are in the August boot camp, you all have access to last month's boot camp. And in July, we had a 5th session, the daily routine of top earners. So for those of you in boot camp, you can pop in here and really watch this, because this almost describes in great detail what leaders have to do, what leaders are doing. It's a big part of the information, but we're going to fill it up with all the different things, because leaders do things for their team. And you literally set up a schedule of trainings, because when your team is growing, you know, you've got to train your people. But that's not the reason we were here tonight. So let me just say this. For those of you that are registered for boot camp, I'm sorry for the retreat. Looking forward to working with you tomorrow, showing you some of these things. You will come away on Sunday more excited about your business than you've ever been in your life. Because we're going to show you a proven way to move right to the top of a company and share with you information that you're not going to learn anywhere else. The top earners in your company won't tell you this. Your leaders in your company won't tell you this. We're also opening up registration for our September boot camp. So you can register for that. And as soon as you register for the September boot camp, you don't have to wait until September 7th when boot camp is going to start. You'll be able to come in and watch the recorded sessions of the August boot camp. Four months left to the end of the year. 4 months. And I promise you, New Year's Eve, you're all going to be in a totally different place. And that's going to be a good place. So, until the next time we talk, best of luck in building your business. God bless.